garden, flower stalls, Audrey Hepburn. Oh, I'm a good girl, I am. Anything come to mind? Well, My Fair Lady is one of the classics of stage and screen, and it's playing at the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane.
My Fair Lady is one of my favourite musicals of all time. I suppose if somebody put a gun to my head and said, which show would you have liked to produce of all time? If you can only produce one, I would say probably My Fair Lady is it. I do think it is the absolutely perfect musical.
Cameron's revival of My Fair Lady started life at the National Theatre. In July last year, it transferred to the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, where the original production opened in 1958. My Fair Lady ran for 2,281 performances and took the title of the longest-running musical at Drury Lane until Miss Saigon broke that record in 1994. An original cast member of both Miss Saigon and the current revival is Jonathan Pryce.
I played the engineer in Miss Saigon, and I had a fantastic time doing it. It's very different to My Fair Lady in that it's completely sung through. And I'm actually finding My Fair Lady harder work than I found Miss Saigon.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain.
I play Henry Higgins, and he sets out to change Eliza Doolittle from the flower girl to the Duchess.
Eliza, if I can go on with an excruciating headache, I'm sure you can.
In many ways, it's ironic that I'm playing this master of the English language because I'm Welsh and spent a lot of time at drama school being criticised for the way I spoke. And I'm rather pleased with myself now that I'm actually doing this role and nobody's picked up on the fact that I'm not English.
I suppose I do relate to Eliza in that I'm a working class girl. I'm a Lancashire farmer's daughter. And I suppose I wanted to better myself, and the way I did it, I went to drama school and I had to learn how to speak poshly at drama school. And I did actually come out of drama school speaking ever so la-di-da. In fact, as I was learning it, because you, like Eliza, you tend to go too far before you come back. You go too posh, and you sort of make the silly mistakes.
How kind of you to let me come.
I love the journey that Eliza takes. I love that she's this almost wild little animal to start with. Filthy, fiery, full of character and get up and go, which was very unusual for a girl of her circumstances. In 1910, a flower girl, you wouldn't say boo to a goose, but this girl was different. She's feisty, she's fiery, and she's a go-getter. And, you know, she's... Higgins breaks her like a horse. It's terrible what happens, really. He almost destroys her. It's only her strong character and self-worth, I think, that manages to allow her to rise above what he's done to her and actually come out on top.
Apart from the shock that you're offered a part that Stanley Holloway played, and I knew Stanley and I know his son very well, and I just kind of remember him as a sort of likeable sort of uncle figure rather than... And so I was very surprised when I read it that, you know, there was a much darker side to Doolittle, which intrigued me more than I thought it would.
He is, at the end of the day, an out-and-out rogue. He's about getting what he can get, you know, for nothing. Eliza really badly wants to learn, but she resents Henry Higgins' tone and manner of teaching. And there's part of her that just won't give him what he wants. I mean, it's not that she can't do it. It's almost like there's a block because he's being so rude and so mean. And then there's one moment, after weeks and weeks of him hammering at her, where they're all so exhausted, and almost by accident, he speaks to her in a very gentle and kind and encouraging way. He speaks to her rather than at her. And that block just disappears.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain.
Oh, God.
Can't. I'm too tired. I'm too tired.
For God's sake, Higgins, it's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. Be reasonable. I'm always reasonable. Eliza, if I can go on with an excruciating headache, I'm sure you can.
I've got a headache and all.
Oh. Here. Eliza, I know your headaches. I know your nerves are as raw as meat in a butcher's window, but just think what you were trying to accomplish. Just think what you're dealing with. The majesty and grandeur of the English language. Eliza, it's the greatest possession we have. The noblest thoughts that ever flowed in the hearts of men are contained in its extraordinary, magical, musical mixtures of sounds. And that is what you have set yourself to conquer, Eliza. And conquer it you will.
He says, now, try it again. And she does it, and she doesn't know she's done it until he says, what was that?
The rain stays mainly in the plain.
What was that?
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Again.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
I think she's got it. I think she's got it.